All right, we should be live. Okay. Anyways, are you there? Yeah. Okay. Anyways, so yeah, I probably should get some ice coolers, or what are they called?
What kind of intro is that? It's a weak intro. Okay, so let me show you how to do a real intro. Okay. Welcome everyone. This is the Gen Z Pod, episode number 2. Hope everyone's doing fine, having a good time.
What an amazing time.
Yeah. So I decided to bring some Jack and Coke, but someone else didn't have some fucking ice cubes.
Oh, yeah. No, I didn't have ice cubes. So I'll tell you what, bro. Moved out of my mom's house when I was 18 years old.
Yeah.
Right? It was like 18, right going on 19. And it's weird thinking about it, because at that age...
Yeah, you don't think about these things, do you?
No, because at that age, I was like... Because I didn't know what to do. I was like... It's like, fuck, dude.
I want to leave the nest.
No, because I'm
Mom
like...
and Dad.
I didn't want to be one of those guys that's like 25, like still living at mom's because they couldn't figure it out, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I moved out. So the first time I moved out, I moved with a girlfriend, which is a terrible idea. Don't ever do it. It's horrible. Unless it's someone that, you know, you've already spent.
Well, I mean, each one of those experiences are subjective, you know?
Yeah, I know. But at the same time, it's like, whenever you live with a girl, like you're there all the time. You can't get away from them. And I'm a type of person that needs my alone time, you know? And so I moved in with her. Things didn't work out, obviously. I think it's because she found, like, another girl's shorts in my laundry. And I was literally working on her brakes. Like, on her car, I was replacing her brake pads for her.
Yeah.
And she literally found some chick's, like booty shorts in my laundry. She came outside and confronted me. And I was like, I don't know what that is. And she was like, you're totally lying. I know exactly what this is. So that didn't work out. So then I moved in with these people.
Well, that's kind of your fault.
Yeah, I know. It is.
Own responsibility.
100%. I should have been more faithful, but you know, you're young, you're dumb, you're stupid. I learned from it. Okay. And so, the next people I lived with was Chase. Was it Chase and Sarah? I believe it was. These two kids around the same age, 19, 20. And they had these two big German Shepherds. But the thing was, they never cleaned their house. So it literally smelled like a mixture of dirty laundry. And like the kitchen was never cleaned. And I just literally just lived in that room. And I paid off the rent there. And then after that, I moved in with Ramon. We got a place together.
What you already saw the place, so what was going through your head when you were like, I'm going to move in here? I've already seen the place and I've already met them.
Because I didn't have enough money to have an apartment by myself at that time, right?
Yeah.
So it's like I need to rent a room. So this is your options. You could either live with, like a 35-year-old couple that have like a room that like you rent from them, which is really awkward.
With the age gap, that bothers you.
That age gap kind of bothers me, and I just didn't feel comfortable. You know, moving back in with my mom it's just definitely not an option. And then...
What is that, like accepting defeat to you?
Yeah, that's like accepting defeat. Like I was out of the house for like 6 months, and then you come back, like, come on, what is that?
With your tail between your legs and you looking down.
Yeah, so I was like, screw that. And then Ramon ended up, he was working at a restaurant, living in a trailer.
And by the way, guys, Ramon is his cousin, so this is a person of familiarity to him, so...
Yeah, my cousin. I fucking love the guy. And so he was living in a trailer out in Puyallup, and he literally worked like you could from his trailer. Like, have you ever been up there?
I used to live up around there.
But like, have you been to his house and like seen his little place?
No, but Phillip's kind of ghetto, just like Tacoma.
But they literally lived like in like a, I want to call it like a, it was like
a camper, right?
Like a one of those campers, like those tow ones.
Yeah,
but it had like a shower and everything, and a kitchen in it, and the oven worked, and
like a camper.
Like straight up, like he was camping. And like there was a time where I didn't see him, and then I seen him again, and he had like this freaking long hair, and he was like just all like hippied out. This was pretty cool. But yeah, dude, he worked, and he literally could walk right across the street and go to his work. This is a Mexican restaurant named El Toro. But I was like, dude, what are you doing up there? It was like I was working the sales job at the time, 100% commission, which is extremely stressful, but you know, it paid good when you did good. And so I was like, dude, I got this job. Come down here. I can hook you up. And then at this time, I was still living with Bethany, with my girlfriend.
It was in transition.
It was in transition. At some point in time, that happened. And then I was like, all right, dude, let's just get a place by ourselves. Actually, what I think happened is I moved out, and then I moved out with someone else, and then I moved back in there, and then that's when I moved with Ramon. And then after that, I think I ended up moving back in with Bethany again, and then now I'm here. And in that time, I've lost so much like clothes and furniture, and like all the money from putting down deposits and like renting the U-Haul trucks, like 5 different times, and it's just like you lose a lot of stuff.
Well, I mean, it's a process. You keep fucking up till you learn, right?
Yeah.
It's a process.
Yeah, that's why I'm telling you, like, when you're about to move out here pretty soon, just get a place by yourself. Don't do roommates.
Oh, no, I'm going to bypass all of that BS, so I won't have to deal with it.
No
Trust
roommates.
me. No, I've put in a lot of thorough thought. A roommate would help on rent, but at the end of the day, you're codependent on their income to cover rent. And that's a variable, and I don't like those kind of things, you know?
Right, like Ramon, I had to cover rent for him all the time. And I used to
that's exactly it right there. That's the bullshit that I don't even want to deal with, so I'm just going to let that stuff bypass over me.
Yeah. Another thing with roommates, though, is that if you don't know them, like when I wasn't with my cousin, like, you can't just go in the living room and just pop your feet up and, like, just chill, you know?
Like, hey, guys, I'm the new roommate. What's up?
You almost feel like you're an invader on their privacy.
Like, you're intruding.
Like, it's just, I don't like it. So, yeah. Anyways, that's why I don't have ice cubes in my fridge. I used to get a little baggie, a little Ziploc baggie.
So you're telling me, let me give you my life story and explain why I don't fucking have ice cubes. How do you put that together?
Well, I was just telling you.
It went from a glass of whiskey to Let me tell you about my life.
Well, no, this is the story of why I don't have ice cubes yet. I actually have had several ice cube makers, but
ice cube trays,
but they get lost in translation. You know?
Are you sure?
Yeah, dude. I had seasonal ones too. I had little pumpkin ones.
Like what happened to them?
Last Halloween, I left them. There's a lot of stuff that you just forget to grab, and it's all awkward after you move out. So it's kind of weird to come back and be like,
"Fuck it, I'm running away. Forget it."
It's kind of weird to come back and be like, "Hey, let me grab this," you know?
I need my ice cube tray. Can you give that back?
Yeah. Oh no, it sucks when like you got some like nice pots and pans and stuff.
Oh, dude, come on. I would never leave shit like that behind.
And they like made something with it.
What are you doing?
Oh, but you know how it went down with Ramon and Martha. Come on.
Well, I mean, you brought that drama into your life, so that's kind of on you.
I did.
That's majority your fault.
I'm not blaming anybody. I take full responsibility for everything that happened. I don't play the blame game. It's not my style.
So, okay, I'll leave it at that. I feel like we should leave one of those things in the past.
But yeah. So, Phillip, you're about to move out pretty soon. How do you feel about that?
It's in the process. I feel pretty fine. Just getting my ducks in a row. That's pretty much all I can say about that. Pretty straightforward.
But like you don't.
How do I feel about it?
Yeah.
I do feel kind of excited, to be honest.
Yeah.
To coming back to my own place where it's nice and quiet.
Do you feel like having your own place would be liberating?
That too, but majority of me having a peace of mind.
Peace of mind? Do you not?
Yes.
Okay. So, you don't have peace of mind at home? Can't you just shut the door and just like the outside world is gone?
No, I can, but there's still people like downstairs, you know? That's not the same. I mean, you lived at home, you should know, right?
Yeah. It was different though for me because I had like, it was actually a pretty sweet setup at Mom's house. So, my stepdad is like one of the coolest guys you could ever meet. He's like I've had a lot of father figures in my life, you know? But Patrick is just like, he's one of a kind dude. And so, we had like our mutual respect. There was no like I cleaned up after myself, you know, and in my room I had a shower and a bathroom attached to my room, so like I didn't have to leave it, you know. And plus, I was out of the house most of the time. Like I was working a lot because I was going full time at Clark, and then after that I had work, so it's like I was literally just there to sleep and shower. So it's pretty cool.
Well, I mean, that's where I kind of am at right now, but it's just like, sometimes I just want to go downstairs, crack a beer, and make some food, but then it's just like, they're all there. Plus, my brother has a kid, my mom has to watch this kid, and there's crying going on, and there's always, now that there's a baby, people want to come and see the baby, and there's people coming in and out of the house, and you have to make small talk. It's just...
So you don't like human interactions?
No, I do, but I'm just saying it's just my family's a different story. There's nothing wrong with my family per se, but it's just like a lot, you know. It's an abrupt change.
So the reason why you want to move out is because of the change.
No, I wouldn't say that. I just want to move out to move out.
I don't know. I think the coolest thing about having a place on your own is just like I don't know. It's like you could kind of do whatever you want in a way.
Yeah.
But like it's just your own space, you know.
Yeah.
Let you focus on your own things, and I feel like it promotes growth in a lot of ways. What are you looking at?
Hmm?
What are you looking at?
Oh, nothing. I'm just browsing through this article.
Oh, what does it say?
Hmm?
What does it say?
It's about cars in Japan and like the car culture out there.
Oh.
Yeah, totally off topic. We'll get to that later.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll just wait till you're done.
Okay.
All right. I think this is break time. Break. We'll cut. No. Don't. We'll leave it. We cut it out.
Okay.
Did you shut that off?
No.
I was gonna say because if you did that, it'd be really hard to match up in the software. So the whole key of this is just to have a casual conversation like we normally would.
Yeah. It feels kind of forced.
Does it?
Yeah, it kind of does.
Because
I brought the whiskey over.
We're just not like if the camera wasn't rolling right now,
it'd be cool.
It'd be fine. It's just we're camera shy.
We're camera shy?
I think that's what it is. It's because we just gotta pretend like this is not gonna be in public and like everybody can't view this and nobody can see our faces and come back to this and be like, oh.
I don't know, because it's our second episode, but the topic gets kind of personal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like probing. It's like, you're going to do this with your life. How do you feel? You know, this and that.
Well, because it's a big leap.
It's a big leap. Yeah, I know.
It's a big leap for you to, like, leave the nest.
Yeah.
That's your comfort
You're
zone.
thinking about it more than me, though. Like, I kind of, it's sitting in the back of my mind while I'm getting my ducks in a row. I don't know. I feel like you thought about this more for me than I have for myself.
Well, I haven't, like, it's not like I can sit at work and be like, oh my God, I wonder when Phillip's going to move out.
No, I know, and it's not like that.
But, I don't know.
It's definitely the topic of conversation.
Like, think about it as if you're, like, imagine if your son was getting his first car, right?
Yeah.
If you had a kid, or, like, let's say you had, like, a younger brother who was about to get his first car.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And then you'd be excited for him because of the fact that he's going to get that car. You could be like, oh, dude, I remember when I had a car, I hooked it up with all the latest sound system. I got a double screen touch deck.
This and that. I get wheels.
I got the
cold air intake.
And like
windows tinted.
Exactly. So like that's something that you're interested in, right? So then like it's kind of like a cool thing to have, and it's kind of like a big leap in a way because when you're a kid and you don't drive, and then you get a car, and you have the freedom to go wherever you want, and like take girls out and like go out with your friends, explore Portland and other areas. Like it's a cool thing, and so you moving out is like that's gonna be like one of those types of cool things. So I'm excited for you.
Gotcha.
You know, it's not like I'm sitting there like.
No, I know you're not. I know, but like every last few times that I've seen you, it's always like Phillip's moving out.
Well, yeah, because
the world's upside down.
It's cool, you know. I just think it's cool. It's a cool thing.
Yeah, no, it is. It's also a scary thing.
It is. That's also like that was my big thing. It was scary because you're leaving your place of comfort, you know.
Yeah. That's the whole reason why I want to do it. Because
you want to get out of your comfort zone.
Yeah. In a lot of facets of my life, you know.
Yeah. Scary.
Okay, Autumn Chase. Autumn Chase is off of 112.
Oh, are you looking at places right now?
Yeah, I switched it up. It's $985 for a one bedroom.
$985 for a one bedroom.
Fuck that.
That's cheap, or that's not cheap. That's expensive.
That's not.
You should try to keep it around like. I don't know. I'd say like 800 to 900 is a good number, or even like 7 if you can find one. But the thing is that even though it's cheap, you still gotta remember that's where you're gonna be living at, you know.
Yeah, and then you have your utilities on top of that. You got your gas for your car. You gotta get groceries.
Yeah.
Internet.
Oh, bro, that was a big thing. Like I hate getting groceries. I hate grocery shopping. So I never know what to buy. You know, like I'll get like a rack of chicken. I'll get like some cup of noodles because like eggs and noodles go really well.
Like top ramen noodles.
Like yeah, like
well, I mean, a dozen eggs is like what, $2, and a whole case of the whole thing of top ramen is like what, $5.
Yeah, but like, dude, I don't know why. I just love ramen, and you crack 3 eggs in there, and you grill some chicken and slice the chicken up and put it in the ramen. A little bit of sriracha sauce. It is so good. It's like, if I could eat that every day, I freaking would.
You shouldn't eat that every day. That MSG, bro.
I know.
That MSG.
Sodium. It's horrible. It's horrible. What's up, Podcast Nation? Right now we're in an intermission. Felipe is gonna go grab himself some more hippie drink, slippy. I don't know what you call that, but you know, he's doing his thing. He's becoming an adult, a real man. It's pretty crazy. My little boy's growing up. Damn, son. Damn. You know my uncle? I have this uncle named Uncle D. We call him D Mac.
Uncle D?
Because his name's Derek.
Derek?
Yeah.
Is he white?
He's like half Mexican, half something else. This is my mom's brother, like my mom's actual blood brother.
Are they full or half?
Halfsies.
Halfsies? Different mom or different dad?
No, same mom, same dad. They're just halfsies.
How?
Because my mom's dad is like full Mexican, like straight fucking Michoacan status, and then my mom's mom is like Italian, and then like some other stuff.
Wait, he can't. If you guys share the same parents, then that's your full sibling. If your mom has.
Yeah, he's my uncle.
Yeah.
Like real blood uncle.
Cool. Okay, so you're saying your mom's half Hispanic and half Italian.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And so.
I didn't know that part.
Yeah, my mom's not full Mexican. Look at her, bro. She's not full Mexican. Brunette beauty blogger. Check her out. But yeah, and he was like into the rapping scene. Like he used to hop on with his friends on a little track and like do his little rap.
In English?
Yeah.
Oh,
he was like, and he lived with us for a while, and he was like always making like little studio beats and stuff. And so we call him D Mac. And you know what he used to say?
What do you say?
I gotta poop. But he say it just like that. So whenever I'm thinking about taking a dookie, I'm like, I gotta poop.
So it's ingrained in your subconscious.
It is.
You gotta let your signal out.
Yeah. Dude, my mom says that same thing.
Adrian, I gotta poop.
I gotta poop.
That's so cringy.
He would say it just like that too.
Oh, dude, I got some news. This kind of bothers me. I'm not a fan of this idea, but Portland's bringing their own MLB team to the city.
MLB?
Major League Baseball.
Just adjust it.
All right, bro.
Get comfy. Remember, with this, we gotta like, I got mine set up to where it's like perfect posture. Boom.
Yeah, but it's just something in your face.
It's just, well, no, because I have it tilted down, so it's like not.
Yeah, okay.
It takes to used to get talking to the microphones.
Yeah, it's gonna take some time because I'm trying to like look here and then it's just like.
Well, tilt it sideways.
Sideways.
No, like the actual mic that you can twist these.
Okay, let's do a little bit of this action.
A little bit of that action.
A little bit of that action. There we
Sorry,
go.
folks, we got to get this down. This is our second episode. No one's even gonna see this anyway. We won't pop off till like episode 453.
Yeah, that should be better. Anyway, this kind of bothered me because I was I don't know where I found this on last night, but I was on my phone looking at it, and it's just like said something about, because I guess they proposed plans for a baseball stadium right next to the waterfront, like right next to the south waterfront.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, it's supposed to be like one of the bigger attractions to the city and to help change the skyline because there's so many new buildings popping up in Portland, you know? Because per capita right now, I think we have the third most sky cranes in the country.
Really?
Right now. Yeah. Because if you drive through Portland right now, you're going to at least see 11 or 12 sky cranes. You could, like, let's just say if you're driving past the Rose Garden, you're going to see like 3 in the Pearl, 2 in the South Waterfront. Probably there's, I think, 3 around Lloyd Center, and then around Jansen Beach they have 2.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. I mean, that's saying something about a lot. That's saying a lot about the city because the city's growing quite a bit, which is kind of scary. And it's just, it frustrates me, is because they planned all this growth for the city, but neglected the infrastructure. It really frustrates me. It frustrates everyone that lives in the city too.
Okay, you gotta elaborate. What do you mean by infrastructure?
Infrastructure, like your highway systems. That's what infrastructure is. So, like, they planned all this growth for the city, but didn't accommodate
for the highway.
For the highways, yeah. Because it's like, yeah, it's terrible. It's ridiculous.
It's horrible.
Especially with this fire in California, people have their homes wrecked, and that's going to cause more people to move up here.
You know what it is? It's those California assholes moving up here.
Yeah. No, that's majority what it is. Not majority, but I want to say a little bit under half. Because if you go to Portland, I want to say a quarter of the time I'll see plates from California. 50% of the time, actual Oregon plates. Actual Oregon plates.
Really?
And then, yeah. And then I want to say 25 to 30% of the time it's California. And then that, last bit I want to say 20 to 30% is either all over the country. So I've seen plates from New York, Illinois, Texas, Florida, West Virginia.
Virginia.
I've seen Utah, pretty much the whole United States. I've seen each plate in Portland.
Not like New York stuff.
No, like actual New York plates.
Really?
I've seen plates from Alaska too.
But Portland's like a hub though. Like it's like
it's turning into a hub now. That's why it's happening. Do you
think it'll be better or worse for people?
It's gonna get worse. It's gonna get worse because on the news the other night they said in 2017 alone they had about 110,000 to 115,000 people move into the state. I'm pretty sure more than half of that probably moved into Portland alone because besides Portland and Salem and Bend, there's not much in Oregon.
Like Grants Pass, Medford.
They have those places, but they're sleepy little towns still.
Yeah, no one wants to go there.
It's ridiculous.
Unless you're old.
And here, we live in Vancouver, Washington. If Portland's going to grow, Vancouver's going to grow.
Oh, yeah. Dude.
Yeah, it's dumb. It's so dumb. I mean, no, it's a good thing for the city. It's bringing business. It's helping the city grow. It's making the city more vibrant. There's more money going into the city, so we could have money go to better things, right?
Yeah.
But, I mean, back to the whole baseball stadium, all I think about is traffic. Traffic and delegating. Because if you've ever sat through I-5, you already know.
Bro, do you know what Elon Musk is doing?
He's building the whole tunnel thing underground.
Yeah,
they need to bring that to Portland.
Yeah, they need to start. But I don't know because you got the bridge.
Well, in Canada, they have a tunnel running underneath the river that they have there from downtown to the suburbs. It's like an underground tunnel that goes underneath the river. So in downtown Vancouver, BC, to I think it's either Richmond or Surrey, they have an underground tunnel system.
Do you think it's like?
It's just normal highways, but it's all underground.
Oh, I was going to say, is there like glass so you can like see the fish?
No, it's not like that. No, it's just like going through a normal tunnel. That's all it is. And then there's just a bunch of lights, and that's it. But it helps alleviate traffic, quite a bit of traffic.
Yeah. The thing is, I think it'd be less expensive to go down than up. You know? No,
it'd be more expensive to go down than up.
I think so. But the thing about going down is that you can go down as much as you want. You can have 5, 6, 7 different layers going down, but when you go up, there's only like 2.
Yeah, but there's so many other equations that equate to that. You know, there's soil quality. You got to think about. There's the soil quality. You got to think about things such as I don't know. How do I explain it? There's this thing. Someone was talking about this the other day in class. So pretty much the soil quality. If it's feasible, is it cost effective? Is the city going to fund it? If you're going to go underneath the river, it's because it's a whole debate if Clark County or the state of Washington and Multnomah County and Oregon are going to work together. Because we're supposed to have a brand new I-5 bridge, right? Brand new, huge bridge, like 5 lanes each way, going down and up, right? And they also wanted to add the light rail, Portland's not tram, but what do they call it?
C-Train, Subway, Max.
The Max, yeah, the Max. And they were going to have a Max rail run all the way into downtown Vancouver. Oregon was down. Washington didn't want to pay for it.
For real?
Yeah, you didn't know that? It was a huge ordeal 2 years ago. Huge.
I think it's a bigger Portland issue or like Oregon issue than it is a Washington issue.
No, but you got to think about it because every day when I'm going to Clark, I see at least 3 or 4 C-Tran buses loaded up with people in suits and their briefcases, all going to downtown Portland to work. See it every day. And then on my way back, leaving Clark, which is still in Washington, but right at the river, there's buses coming back. So it's just because it helped. Because I mean, that means all the people can take the buses to downtown Vancouver and just take light rail all the way straight, like a straight shot into downtown. It makes sense, but it's just Washington was like, no, we'll have more drug addicts and criminal activity happening on our side of the river and this and that. And it's just like, it's not really cost effective. I mean, I feel like, because we have, I mean, that's what we have cops for, obviously, but I'm just saying, like, we're pretty well funded. You've seen all, like, the new Tahoes that Vancouver PD has, like, brand new Tahoes. So it's just like, that's where our tax money is going. So they're well funded.
Well, no, dude,
and they get paid to do that. So it's just like, honestly, like, we don't really even have that much of a drug problem. Like, in Portland, it's still not even that bad. Like, there's gentrification. All the people that used to be in North Portland are moving to Gresham and Troutdale. Those are, like, the ghetto areas now. Like, North Portland is, like, coming up. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like the fancy, it's
the fancy smancy pants.
Yeah, the fancy part of town. Yeah, like, it's hip and trendy now. Like, when I used to live there, like, I want to say, like, 10 years ago, it was still, like, North Portland, like, it's ghetto. Like, there's the Villa there, there's, like, Section 8, you know, all of that. But now, because, I mean, half my class was Hispanic and African American, and the white kids were minorities. Now it's backwards. I'm not trying to make it a racial issue, but I'm just trying to paint a picture here.
Are you saying that the black and Mexicans bring the ghetto? You're saying that the black people and the Mexicans bring the ghetto?
No, I'm just saying it was pretty. Here, all I'm saying is that it was ethnically diverse there, and it was still pretty low-income ghetto area, right? But low income. I mean, still. I mean, I'm not trying to make a relationship here, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, but because it's sad now, because when you go there, it's all mostly white people. Nothing against race. Like, I'm not trying to get political here. I'm just saying that's just how it is. And I don't know, it's not.
You know what's kind of messed up?
What?
Bethany was talking to me about this when we were in the car.
Bethany, guys, Bethany is Adrian's girlfriend, by the way.
We're probably going to talk about her a lot because she's my girlfriend. And
she's my girlfriend.
Like, 95% of my spare time with her. The other 5
my girlfriend.
Dedicated to Philippe.
My girlfriend.
But, her dad is like a hardcore racist. Like, he is hands down. Like, if you think about, like, a white dude that lives in Texas that has a shotgun in his truck everywhere he goes. Like, one of those
on the back of the back window.
Yeah. Have you ever kicked it with your dad?
No, but I've met him. I've shook his hand a few times.
But yeah, have you ever like kicked it with him?
No.
Okay.
But he gives you the.
Yeah, the white guy face. And he like hates freaking everybody that's not white. Well, he kind of plays it off like, I hate all people equally. Okay. But you already know. He
evenly hates more people than others. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's crappy people in every race. Come on.
Yeah.
But
that's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact for sure.
It doesn't matter what color you are. If you're a crappy person, you're a crappy person. You're a disgrace to your race.
You're a disgrace to your race. That's a hook right there.
And he was talking about, like, and kind of Bethany was telling me this, is that, like, like for like black people and like Mexicans, there's all these like extra programs that you can do that people are going to help you get to where you want to go, and then when it comes to white people, like, if a white person isn't successful, they just look at you like you're a fuck up, like you did something wrong along the way. But then if you're like a minority, or like if you're black or Mexican and you don't turn out so great, they're just like, oh, okay, well, that's what you do.
That's what you do.
Yeah, like when I was in high school, dude, I went to this program called Mecha.
This is the way of your people.
Yeah, and we like went up to Seattle, and we had like all of these like study groups, and like they had all these different professions, like these engineers, these people who were like physicians.
But they weren't white.
No, they were Mexican.
They were your people.
That's the whole point.
My people.
And they were like telling us we could do it. You want to do this, and they like made us set up our classes all up to and let us know that there's going to be an opportunity.
Like, there's hope.
There's hope, right?
For ethnic minorities, yeah.
And then I'm sure there's the same thing for black people somewhere, to let them know that they can do it if they really want to.
There's a lot of black people everywhere, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's a weird thing for me, because personally, I see the black people as the same as fucking white people. Like, they're the same person to me. It
don't make a difference.
Like, they don't speak a different language. They all like fried chicken.
They all like fried chicken.
They eat the same things.
They all like football. Yeah.
They all like the same things. When you're Mexican, You like different things. Your food is different. You speak a different language. You like rooster fighting instead of football. You know, like there's like all these other things. And
but I think for white people, the dads stay in the picture.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, and
stereotypes. It's a stereotype.
Dad's
stereotype for a reason.
No, actually, I think nowadays, I think a lot of dads kind of stick around. You know, they don't always leave.
Yeah, it's all nowadays. It's I want to say 80% of the time, the wife leaves because right now we're going through a societal decay. Okay. So yeah, it's pretty bad. No, it's a thing nowadays. Like, why do you think? Nothing against LGBTQ. LGBTQ. There's nothing wrong about that, but it's just like this has been a new rise in like our era the last 10 years. Like 10 years ago, this stuff didn't exist.
It's fucked up. What are you doing? Dude, we're gonna have so many people hating on us for saying this, but I think it's ridiculous.
Well, if you look up to Jordan Peterson and like guys like Ben Shapiro, then it's like we're gonna get hate, you know.
Well, who cares, dude? We are who we are. Like, if we don't...
No, I'm just saying it's gonna come either way. Like, I don't care what other people have to say.
Yeah, we don't care what you think. I think that if you're born with a penis, you're a man. You're a man. Okay?
Unless if you have a micro penis, then you're nothing.
Well, okay.
No, I'm kidding.
Come on.
That's a jab. That'll get some
fucking
people.
Donald Trump, you got small hands. What does that say? But no, but for real though. All these dudes are wanting to turn into chicks. All these chicks are wanting to turn into
men.
dudes.
Like, what are we going through?
Like, what is this? Why? Oh,
because we have a bunch of Sallys and soy boys.
Oh, but you gotta be equal, Phillip. You gotta be equal. Like, okay, there are certain occasions to where, like in Japan, or where's that from?
From where?
Thailand. Like Ladyboy Central.
Yeah, those people can stay there. Leave them there, bro.
Yeah, well... They believe that they're like a woman trapped in a man's body, or like a man trapped in a woman's body.
They're like, I need to let my inner man out.
And it's just
pump me with testosterone.
Maybe somebody just bullied them really hard in high school, you know, for being such a faggot. Okay, let me explain. So, okay. So faggot does not necessarily mean...
That's derogatory. You know how much shit we're going to get... It's over, bro. This podcast is done. Lawsuit.
Okay. I'm going to explain to a faggot.
Emotional damages.
Not Joe Rogan. Joey Diaz had a special on Netflix. If you haven't seen it yet, go check it out. It's called The Degenerates. And he's from, like, you know, he's from North Bergen, New Jersey. And he's from an area to where, like, that was just a term that they used. You know?
Yeah.
Like, it was just something they grew up saying, and then all of a sudden it turned into something different, and he's like, why am I going to change now? So...
I'm an old man. I'm an old dog stuck in my ways.
So to put it into perspective, when there's like a fire truck or an ambulance going with the sirens around the corner, and you see a guy that's on the corner, right? And he's sitting there like this. That guy's a faggot. Okay?
And they're like, what?
When they're like this. When there's a loud siren truck passing around the corner. That's
it's so loud.
That's a faggot, okay? And that's what I mean. So, if you don't believe in that, then I don't know what to tell you.
That's just mean, dude.
It is, but I mean...
Okay, leave people alone. Everyone's different now.
Everybody's different, Phillip. You gotta understand.
Just leave people alone, okay?
Like,
it's about to be 2019. Just leave them alone.
If you're a dude that wants to go suck a wiener, that's on you. That's what I'm saying. Like, that is on you,
Hey,
bro.
It's not always about that. It's about
equality. It's about treating humans how they should be treated, regardless of your opinions.
Just leave people be, okay? Let them be.
Can I hear the progressive Phillip?
The progressive Phillip. What progressive Phillip?
This is a progressive voice because you're not being like...
That's derogatory now. You can't win. You can never win. Trust me, that shit like that just does not work like that, bro. It's
bad. That's the progressive voice.
Because now we're the stereotype and progressives talk like that. No, bro, it's bad. You can never
win. You gotta
win.
drink kombuchas and you gotta live like a
kombucha
life.
Vegan.
I only feed food to myself that
I grow.
That
I made my backyard.
I shot it out and I ate it.
I'm gonna die. I'm dying.
Anyways, we got these people from California coming up here from Portland, and I'm in Vancouver, so it doesn't really affect me too much because
we're in suburbia, guys.
Suburbia. It's pretty chill up here. Like, it's not so much traffic that you just want to like pull over and like shoot a bunch of people, but it's like good enough to where like
you can live through it.
Yeah, like living in Vancouver is cool because. What are you playing? Living in Vancouver is cool because you have like the city itself. There's not a lot of traffic in it. Like there's summer when people get off work, but that's natural everywhere. But like for the most part,
yeah, everyone working that 9 to 5. You guys better get out the rat race.
Yeah, but like everywhere, I mean, it's pretty cool because there's not a lot of traffic here. There's not a lot of stuff. It's not hard to get around, But then, it's cool because there's not really a lot of like popping stuff that happens here. But then going over the bridge.
No, it's Portland, bro. It's popping out here. That's why these Californians want to come up. Don't listen.
No, yeah, but living in Vancouver and like getting to go over to Portland, like where it is, like you go to Powell's, a giant bookstore. Freaking love doing that. Riding the scooters out there. And so it's like we live in a place to where it's kind of chill here. And then if we want some action, we can go over there and have fun. But we don't have to deal with all the cons. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, so essentially what you're telling us, just like any other suburbia, we live in a bubble.
A bubble?
A bubble.
Bubble of what?
A bubble. It's like a bubble. It's its own little place. You've never heard that expression before?
Well,
I mean, it's a bubble because, I mean, if you want to dodge the bullshit, you just stay in the bubble. Like your personal bubble, like you don't want people in it, no bullshit in your own, right?
Well, I know what a bubble is. I've only heard the term bubble used in stocks.
It's suburbia. It's a bubble.
It's a bubble. Bubble's about to pop. 2020. Watch.
2020.
Except for after those house fires, of all those people who got their house caught on fire, there's going to be so many people that come down and move to, like, this area.
The drought. California, it's hot. It's expensive.
Yeah. Dude, it's retarded.
The charging tax.
Like, and the water quality, the air quality, it's bad. You know that Washington itself has like, it's either Washington, Oregon, or Washington has like 19% of all the forests, or the actual like trees.
How about the what?
How?
What? No, bro. Come at me with a nice, solid statistic.
So it's like a state thing that you have to take, like Washington history.
Washington State history.
In 8th grade or like 7th grade.
8th grade.
Was it 8th?
So I took the same shit.
Yeah, everyone has to do it, and like it's either like it's like these like 18% of all the forests are in Washington or like in the Northwest, at least. 'Cause think about all the trees, dude. Last time I went to California, you look around, there's no trees anywhere. It's just mountains. I guess we've got here Idaho, Montana, Oregon. Like up in this northwest region, trees are just really good at growing.
Okay, repeat back to me what you just said.
It's probably not making a lot of sense, but...
One more time, let's hear it. What did you just say?
We have a lot of trees here, which means that the air quality is really good. It's good for living. We don't get earthquakes. We don't get crazy storms. It's really just it's a nice place to live. The only thing that sucks is that we don't have any sun. So vitamin D...
It's pretty much depression season 9 months. It's depression season 9 months out of the year. And then there's 2.5 months out of the summer where you're like, I love life.
I love it.
And then it gets all cloudy and dark by 4:30 p.m. And then it's just like, what am I doing?
Yeah. And
then it's like, on top of that, when you have a motorcycle, you're like, why did I even buy a motorcycle?
Don't even get me started.
Don't even get me started.
Dude, because riding motorcycles
is by the way, bike life.
Bike life. Got an FC8. It's pretty cool.
So, if you live your life on 2 wheels, this is the place not to be.
Yeah, because you'll hate your life for like 8 months.
Yeah, you get the itch, and then you have to wear rain gear and ride.
Like, dude, on Thanksgiving, my mom wanted me to pick up a pumpkin pie. And I was like, okay, I'm going to get it. And it was pouring down rain. Like, it was like you walk outside for 5 seconds and you walk back in and you're just drenched. Like that episode on Drake and Josh, where Drake walks outside for like 2 seconds and he comes back in and he's like drenched and he's like, it's wet.
Hey, bro, no one even knows what Drake and Josh is nowadays.
Dude, Gen Z knows what Drake and Josh is.
No, that's Manila. That's Manila.
That's vanilla sauce.
That's
millennial.
I can't even say it. That's the millennial era.
What? Try again.
Millennial era.
Here you go.
Sorry, on the Gen Z pod we speak retard because that's half the people are very familiar with it.
We speak retard.
We speak.
Are you retarded? Because we speak retard.
I actually said that to a girl today.
What?
Because so my class got out. I finished up a lab. Right. It's Friday. We have labs on Fridays. We did this whole engineering competition. Yada yada yada. Right.
Yeah.
And we have this lounge area right outside of my classroom. Right. So it's like. So my class starts at 1, Monday through Friday, and we have the lounge area right outside of class, and our whole class just congregates there. They sit there and they all talk and make small talk and BS each other, have all these conversations and debates.
Yeah.
It's engineering, so it's like that kind of crowd, right? Not being derogatory, disclaimer.
Who cares?
Who cares?
Why do you gotta, people are gonna hate you because you have a certain opinion?
No, I mean, I don't really care what people think, but a lot of people get buttered. So
I don't care what people think, but no offense, guys.
Hey, bro, but
okay,
it's the listeners. Anyway, so class is getting out. We had our engineering competition. We got first place out of 20 people. 20 or 25 people.
Okay, but explain how many teams that is. How many teams, and you came first.
Okay, so that's there's 3 engineering classes. Intro to engineering. I know, it's just intro to engineering. Don't be like, oh, what's it, But it's, long story short, it's an intro to engineering class. Half the kids in all those classes are just doing it for an elective credit, right? But this is for my major, right? So, 3 classes, 6 teams a class. Okay, that's 18 teams. But out of those 18 teams, there's about 4 people per team, and we came in first. So, I mean, I just thought that was cool. It felt good,
Yeah, you fucking kicked ass. That's what you did.
Yeah, we kicked ass, bro.
Yeah.
We hit him with that 1-2-1-2.
1-2-1-2. Money Floyd Mayweather. Let's go. Hit him with the 1-2.
So anyway, back to the story. So we get out of class, and half of our class is gone. There's people just chilling in the lounge because people hang out in the our whole class hangs out in the lounge before class, and there's a few who like to hang out afterwards.
It's a pot break.
So anyway, I'm sitting there and I'm thinking about something, and this girl just plops down next to me, and she's like, "You look really thinkative right now." I'm like, "What?" Say that again. She's like, "You look really thinkative right now."
What does that even mean?
You look like you're thinking. That's what it means. That's in her brain. That's what it meant. You look like you're thinking. Thinkative. Okay. In my head, I'm thinking, "Sorry, I don't speak dumb broad."
I don't speak dumb broad. I'm sorry.
But what came out of her mouth was, "Sorry, I don't speak retard." She literally looked at me. She scoffed. And everyone else was picking jaw up off the ground. And they're like, "He actually said that." And she's like, "Excuse me?" And then she popped off, bro. And I'm like, it's not a word. Within, I want to say, half a second's time frame, people pulled out their phones just to see to prove that thinkative was not a word.
They're going to record it on World Star. That's the half of them were like, "Let's get this camera out."
No. Half of them was like, "Thinkative's not even a word. We'll prove it wrong." It's always in that class. It's always a debate,
Yeah.
If you say something that's out of context or that's politically incorrect, they will cite their sources on site and be like, "You're wrong."
Yeah, dude. Oh my god, I was listening to a podcast.
She got mad. She's like, "Excuse me," and I'm just like, "Oh god."
This dude this guy was a professor, and sometimes because traditionally teachers go out of textbook what they learned in the past, but then over time they start discovering new information, right?
Right.
So, sometimes the books aren't always right, but when it comes to history,
I wouldn't say right. I'd say they're probably outdated.
Outdated, probably a little bit incorrect because people always find new information everywhere. And so what this guy that was the professor was talking about is that old people that go back to college when they're retired, just for gigs, right? They'll what the professor said
for gigs.
Just for shits and gigs, they'll just go back to school because they're just bored or what? Who knows?
They're either bored, but these are people's lives. They're trying to, yeah. Okay, I'm just saying that's probably a minority.
They play golf, they drink mimosas, and they hang out at the country club, whatever.
No, but that's a different stereotype.
Anyway, that's what I think of old people. But anyways,
Hey, there's old people trying to get their lives together, bro.
The professor said that like young people will literally, when he says something that kind of is iffy, they'll pull out their phones on the low and like fact check it to see if it's true or not.
Mm-hmm.
But then the old people will straight up fact check it and they'll just call them out on this shit like right there in front of class.
On site, bro.
On site.
Throw these hands. Pull up, dog.
So I think that's the weird thing about this generation is that whenever you say anything that's incorrect, somebody's gonna go on Google. They're gonna be like, "You're wrong," as opposed to before.
Debate, bro.
Yeah, before that kind of stuff never happened. Like all the information, all the information on your world is like at your fingertips. Like when people ask me dumb questions, I literally just say Google it.
Google it.
But it's almost kind of like a.
Use your resources. Don't be lazy.
Yeah, it's almost like it becomes in a way like a snobby like remark, like almost like an insult. Like Google it. You know.
And they take it the wrong way.
Yeah, but like literally.
What, have you had that experience happen firsthand at work or what? Like, why would that occurrence happen to you?
Well, it did.
Because I tell people that and they kind of just be like, ugh, and then they do it anyway.
Yeah, well, because that's why it's
maybe
almost
our
like
generation is just fucking lazy as fuck,
Because
bro.
at work I have like 2 guys that are like in their 40s that I'm like buddies with, right? And like we have conversations about stuff, and they will ask me questions like,
what do your kids in your generation do? Are they like this?
No, they'll ask me questions about cell phones. Like, hey,
how do you do this?
Online there's a deal about a phone, and I was just wondering if I could buy it. It says it's by Sprint, but we have T-Mobile. Well, that's the same company. Change it. So it's by Sprint.
Yeah, because there's 2 types of networks. There's
like Sprint and T-Mobile, and like what else is there? Metro PCS is something. Anyways,
Metro what?
Metro PCS is, dude, freaking drug dealers use Metro PCS because they like don't abide by the same laws. It's weird. Anyways, they'll ask me these questions and I'll be like, bro, just Google it. Like, Google if you can use the same phone on a different work.
Because what they're probably trying to ask you, because there's 2 different types of cellular networks. Sounds pretty nerdy. But it's, what is it called? It's GSM, which is Verizon and Sprint. And there's this something else. It's a 4-letter acronym. It's like CDMA or... Here, I'll look it up.
I thought that some of them went by phone towers and other ones went by satellite. I thought that Verizon went by satellite and then AT&T.
No, it's the type of... I think... It's the type of... There's 2 different types of networks, like cell phone networks, you know. So it's GSM and CDSM. So when my dumbass broke my cell phone in high school, and then my parents didn't know, privilege, I know, right? I'm like, damn, I broke my phone. My screen's messed up. So I'm like, I better get on Craigslist to see if I can get a phone, right? Used phone, $100, whatever. Then I had to figure out what all this is, and then I fucking went down the rabbit hole to figure out what the difference between CDMA is and GSM. It's totally 2 different types of networks.
Okay, so what does that mean?
They're 2 completely different types of networks. So Sprint and Verizon are GSM, T-Mobile.
Okay, but what is GSM?
It's been a while. Don't remember.
I can tell.
Okay, cool. It says most of the rest of the world uses GSM. The whole world majority of the world uses GSM.
And then Metro PCS uses the other one.
Yeah.
Because it's meant for drug dealers. They're like untraceable.
That's just your opinion, though.
No,
we gotta be PC on this podcast. Politically correct.
Politically correct, whatever. Anyway, dude, the CIA taps into your smart TVs, your Alexas, your Googles. I don't mean to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but I truly believe that they monitor your stuff. I feel like not all the time because think about it. It's way too much information for them to go through, and
that was pretty obnoxious. I'm sorry.
Yeah, to sit through that and like listen to everyone's conversations, it's probably like super boring. But then I feel like there's certain like keywords that you say that can like trigger, like you say like the word president, or like what is the Indian word that you use? Kamila Dafa. What is it?
You're not ringing any bells with me.
Kali Han. When they Gaddafi'd that one guy, and they said a word, what was it?
I don't speak retard, bro. You come on,
dude.
Come at me properly.
we were talking about the other day.
What Indian word?
What the freaking all the Indian people say that'll trigger the word.
The trigger. Trigger the finger. No. What word?
Medela coffee or something?
No.
No.
I don't know what you're saying.
Okay. Anyways, there's certain keywords I believe that set off certain things.
I believe
they're gonna record.
I believe.
Alex Jones' dad is like they're gonna record and then they're gonna be like if you say the word like kill the president or like
kill America assassination.
Yeah, like some
keywords
that they're like, okay, boom, recorder's on, but right now they're like put the little headphones on and they're like, all right, they're talking about us right now. What do we do, Sergeant? And they're like, send a squad team. Let's go get them, Scooter. Task Force. G Squad.
What's a G Squad?
I don't know, but there was a song came out called a G6.
That's a jet, bro.
That's a jet.
That's a private jet.
But it just sounded cool. G Squad. All right, G Squad rolling out. Code 2459104. Roger. No.
No.
That doesn't sound like something they would say.
No.
No. Well, I guess you couldn't be a cop then, would you?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know how you built a relationship on that one. Like 2 and 2.
I don't know.
It was like 2 and 9. You can't know. It's not.
Yeah, it's unrelated. Okay, so anyways.
You gotta connect the dots.
Cellular. Cellular networks.
So the majority of this friendship is built on making fun of each other for mispronouncing words. Do note, which happens, I want to say, roughly 80 to 85% of the time.
He says stuff's wrong. That's what it is.
And his ego deflects. Exhibit A.
Dude, there's nothing wrong with having a big ego, okay? There's nothing wrong with it. It just means you're confident.
You said it, not me.
Well, that's what I believe.
I believe,
man.
Bad. This podcast went
sideways. That's the Jabowski.
It's Lebowski, motherfucker. The Big Lebowski.
The Big Lebowski in the house.
Hey, dude, I'm just the guy, right?
I'm just the guy, man. I just want my rug.
Okay, do note that we are also big fans of cult classic films.
Cult classic. I'm talking...
Not cold.
Cult. Is that cult?
Cult.
The Big Lebowski.
The Big Lebowski and The American Psycho.
Which is like the only two we've ever watched, but that made us a fan. Alone.
I don't know. I've seen a few others on my own time, but
you did.
I
don't know. I don't have enough spare time to like just sit there and watch a movie for 2 hours.
Well, I mean, you watch a movie every Friday night.
It adds up, 4 to 6, 6 to 12. You know how it is.
No, I wouldn't say that, but it's just like it's at the end of the night. You're in bed already. You might as well just watch a movie.
Just watch a movie.
If you want to save money, a lot of money. Don't go out. Just watch a movie and go to bed on a Friday or Saturday night. Just saying. Am I wrong? No, I'm pretty sure I'm right. I'm right.
I think it's weird that we like look into the camera when we have key points.
Well, I mean, I do it to emphasize it.
Emphasize the emphasize.
Emphasize the emphasize. Well, I mean, it's important to me. It's just like if I want to get a key point across, it's just like
boom, it's there.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess GSM is used across the whole world,
right.
And CDMA was developed by a chip maker, which makes a lot of chips for cell phones, which is used by Qualcomm. Qualcomm's its own company.
So is that like the prepaid ones?
No. They make all kinds of chips, but it's just like I hope I don't get sued by this company or this channel goes under attack. But what do I know? This is our second episode. But long story short, it's just its own type of network. That a chip maker decided to produce its own type of network. And other companies started to buy off of that. Is what it's telling me.
Oh, okay.
Well, you learn something new every day, right? Every day.
Tea time. Do more Jack Pepper to kill it.
There's a little bit left. It's in the freezer.
Pass my cup.
Huh?
I don't think this one's gonna have much editing. I don't think this one's gonna have much editing.
Why do you not think this one's gonna have much editing?
I think it's better than the first one.
It's way better than the first one. Saucy talks, guys. When you get saucy, the conversations get saucy. Wink, wink. Hey, let me tell you something.
What?
So, bro. Limp wrist. Anyway, no, I'm just saying. Anyway. So, there's guys and girls in my class, and when they flirt, and it's pretty obvious. So, before class, everyone's, like, hanging out, right? Some people will say something. People will, like, try to flirt, or just, I don't know. Like, when you pick up when people are flirting, you pick up on it. It's pretty obvious, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty damn obvious.
Everyone turned, like, what?
No, I wouldn't say everyone, but everyone kind of, everyone's so scared of being confronted by it that they just ignore it, right? They're just like, they try to be coy. So, if I hear a guy flirt with a girl, or if I hear a guy, or if a girl flirts with a guy, I'll be like, hey, wink, 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 wink. And they look at me and their face goes red and they give me the sour face.
Like, oh, you just caught me flirting.
Like, no, but it's like, no, it's not, Phil. We're just talking.
No, it's not. We're totally just talking. Why do you gotta pull it into other context? I'm sorry, Phillip. I had to.
Yeah, but no, exactly my point. These are not stereotypes. These are facts. Disclaimer.
Full disclaimer in effect. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
No, people hate me for that shit.
Really?
They hate me. Yeah, they don't hate me, but they get upset with me and they don't talk to me for 2 days. And then they'll be like, "What's up?" in the hallway, like nothing happened.
Yeah.
This fucking guy.
Cause, dude, think about it. That's something they think about. Like, you know when, like, you're gonna go to sleep, like, right before you go to bed and you're laying in your bed, and you think about something that you did when you were, like, 12 or 13 or something that happened, like, 3 years ago that nobody else is thinking about, and you're like, why did I do that?
Yeah, because you're fucking young and dumb.
No, because it's our own insecurities coming out. And so, like, that guy...
Yeah.
That guy's going to think about that time when he tried to... You know how much strength it took him inside to muster up talking to that girl, like, making that move?
But they see each other every single day, and they just talk, and I'm just like...
He just sits there and, like, looks at her like, this is going to be the day. And
no, they just talk and have conversations, but sometimes it goes, like, the extra, like, inch or extra mile or whatever you want to call it, you know? But it's just, like... It happens, and it's just, like... I'm witnessing that firsthand.
Yeah.
And then I'll be like, and then I'm just like the guy in the background, like, wink, 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 guys.
Wink, wink.
And then they give me the...
No, because you doing that turns it into something more.
Because, I mean, it is. It's pretty black and white. You got to, like, define the lines.
Define the lines. You know what would be funny? If that guy seen this podcast. I'm just saying, you know. But anyways.
No, dude, like... That stuff, it's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
It's pretty obvious still. But I turn into the antagonist because, like, oh, I can't believe you said that. Like, it's not like that. Maybe I shouldn't because it's not my business, but it's just like people like...
But, like, that's what it totally is. And you're
they
just calling
test
it how
the
you see
waters.
it.
They're trying to, like, feel it out, you know?
Yeah.
There's no logic behind it. You just have to do shit to feel it out, you know? Like, have emotions, be like, come on, be like, let's see if they reciprocate.
Are you the hormone monster in this situation?
No, not at all.
No.
You guys should watch Big Mouth. Good show.
Big Mouth on Netflix. It's tremendous.
Tremendous.
I recommend that you watch the show. It's a cartoon, but it's a very good cartoon. There's a lot of stuff that you'll see in there that you'll be like, I've definitely seen myself doing that at some point in time. I've had those thoughts.
It's a wonderful show. It's a good show. You
gotta
watch the show.
That kind of started off.
Big Mouth.
That kind of started off as a Donald Trump voice.
I know,
because it's just like show.
It's like you're trying to pitch.
Tremendous. I really recommend that you watch it. I really recommend it. It's a tremendous show. I'm terrible at a Donald Trump impression. No, but really, Hormone Monster is a guy on that show, and if you watch it, I swear to God, you'll freaking love it.
through this edit. I'm not gonna watch it.
Bro, nobody's gonna see this. Bro, let's be real.
Let's be real. No. I think we were real about like 2 drinks ago.
This is like my second drink. Well, I had one, and this is like my second. So how do you like it? What?
I made 2 doubles.
Oh, you made 2 doubles?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So, anyways.
Yeah, I'm not like I'm just saying. It's just like.
So yeah, dude, I'm doing a 10-day fast. I really hope that I can stick to it because.
Let's hear all about it.
Let's hear all about it.
Let's hear all about it.
So apparently, it has really good effects as far as it gets rid of all the bad cells in your body. It replenishes itself, and going back to like the ways that our ancestors used to do things.
You were in the forest running half naked with a cloth over your crotch.
Yeah.
You were running.
And you were hungry. You were
chasing your food.
You went without food for like a week, bro, at a time. Like once you caught something,
hey, we're feasting tonight, dog.
Yeah, when you caught a deer, you caught a rabbit, or you caught something, that's when you ate. You didn't just
butcher that up, boy.
Go to your fridge like a lazy bastard, and you pulled out like whatever and just ate it. You didn't just go grilled chicken every night. Like that wasn't how it was. So apparently, like you know how dogs spin around 2 times before they sit down. Have you ever noticed that they spin around before they sit or lay?
No, I do. I've noticed that.
You know why they do that?
Looking for snakes.
Yes.
But
because a lot of dogs die.
It's their reptilian brain.
Okay, but a lot of, I guess, like a lot of dogs used to die from snakes, and so they spin around a couple times and they'll sit down. Dogs are domesticated now; they don't have that issue anymore, but they used to do that because of the fact that a lot of them used to die from snakes. That's what it was, and like the same way, like if you ever met somebody who sees a needle or blood and they faint. Yeah. Have you ever noticed, seen those kind of people?
Yeah, I know those people.
Yeah, those kind of people, their ancestors actually fought in a lot of wars, like a bloodline of a lot of wars. When they see blood, they faint. And the reason for that is it's a defensive mechanism because if you were in a war and you seen blood and you fainted, everyone else would just think you were dead, and then you'd survive. Kind of like a possum. Are you sure?
Or it's just like...
Yeah, that's an innate, pat down response.
It could either go that way or it's just like... You can pass out and they'll actually kill you and you go out and silently.
But if you're just laying there dead and they're gonna think you're in the middle of a war, right? Or they even tested it with mice. What they did is when a certain smell was released, and they would shock the mice, not enough to hurt them. Snake smell or what? No, just like a random like a scent, just a random scent, just to test the theory. That knowledge can be passed down through generations. That they would know how to do certain things.
I read that in a book too. I forgot what book I read that in.
But it's a thing. Like knowledge can be passed down through generations.
Oh, I know what book it is.
And so what they would do is they'd release a certain smell, and then after that smell was released, they'd shock the mice. Not enough to kill them, or hurt them, but just enough to give them a little whoa, you know. And so after that, the next generation of mice, they would release that smell, and their brains would just go insane, and they just go into a state of panic, and it's because. It's passed down through the next generation that whenever they smelt that, they would get shocked, but they didn't, and they just smelt it, but they knew that something was coming, they just didn't know what it was, and that's how we know today that things can be passed down through, it's like, what do you call that, cellular memory? What's the name for that?
Well, no, I read that in a book, so pretty much what they did, I can't even remember what book it was. Wow.
But you know the name for it?
I don't know the name for it, but I read it in a book.
Knowledge can be passed down through...
Yeah, it's genetic. Knowledge is genetic. So, this is really painful for the fact that I can't remember this. But I'm picking up what you're putting down. Yeah. So, essentially what's happening is, let's just say... I read this in a book somewhere. I'll probably find it toward the end of this podcast. But anyway, so long story short, they took these what is it? These creatures that are on a cellular level...
Yeah.
And I guess they live off of light, right? They get their energy through light. This sounds ridiculous.
Don't plants just do that through photosynthesis?
Yeah, but they're not. These are actual single cellular organisms. So long story short,
what are single cellular organisms?
Like bacteria, amoebas, and stuff like that.
Okay. They have one cell. That's it.
One cell. Yeah, it's just a one cell creature. So anyway, long story short, they would have half. Okay, so they put them on a petri dish, and they on one half of the petri dish there's light because they feed off of light, right? That's just how it is. And they put them in the dark side, and they would go across to from the dark side. They'd like crawl to the light side, and they keep doing that over generation, and they grind them up, right? Mm-hmm. They grind them up, and then over the course of a few generations, they would feed the grounded up ancestors to that single cellular organism, and when they would eat it, they would know to go to the light side because they feed off of light, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I don't mean to sound like a retard, but it's just like this is just how it is. I read that in a book, but here, I'll find my source here in a second.
Exactly grumpy the way you like where it comes from monkeys. But like, look at me.
Look at me.
Phillip, you do it. Do it. No, do it. You're not doing it right. You gotta pump the nose. We came from monkeys. If we came from monkeys, you know. But there's also a lot of beliefs. Like they found a tablet a long time ago, and it had
people were gonna think we're fucking retards, bro.
Yeah, people who were like halfway conspiracy theorists, or gonna think we're halfway like.
No, like
retards.
Look at these two guys. They're fucking stupid.
Momos.
Why should we listen to them?
Why?
Okay, but here, on a side note, I would like to give out a big thank you. So Thanksgiving's already passed. We're on our way to Christmas. We're already past Christmas and Black Friday. But anyway, long story short, I'll give it a minute shout out. Shout out and appreciation post. I won't call it a post, but saying. I would like to appreciate Joe Rogan because this is what kind of has inspired us to do this podcast. Because I mean, the information that we've learned and gained knowledge from through all the people that he's had on his show and the insights that he's had on his show has opened a new door to a lot of new thoughts that I've never had before. So it's just like, this is the whole reason. I wouldn't say the whole reason, but this is probably a good half of the reason why we're doing podcasts. So I'd like to say thank you to Joe Rogan because from that man, I've gained a lot of new perspective. Back to retard. Anyway, I'm kidding. Anyway, I'd like to say thank you because it's just like there's a lot of perspectives that I didn't think about that do exist, and it's thanks to Joe Rogan and his podcast and his show and the people that he does have on his show. So, and I think that's really cool. I mean, it's just a podcast. Half the time they talk about dumb stuff, but then half the time they do talk about real things. I mean, that resonate you and make you like give a second thought about things, you know? So I'd like to say thank you for that. So, thank you, Joe Rogan. If you ever see this or listen to us, this is episode number 2, so you'll be like, wow, these guys are in their grassroots days. And they give a shout out to me.
Grassroots. Yeah. The thing about podcasting is that you don't really know if it's going to be a thing within, like, I think it's like 25 episodes, 20 to 30. It's like when you really know. But, you know, I got to think a big shout out to freaking, I think Joey Diaz mainly. Probably more than Joe Rogan is Joey Diaz that inspired me to try to podcast and put it out there. Because it's not something that.
You know me, dog.
You know me, dog. That's how I roll. But, you know, it's like, I don't know. I feel like it's a good thing to, it's a good way to connect with other people. We're going to have people on here. Eventually, we'll get some sort of guest that'll be like, hey, man, I think your podcast is really cool. And, you know, it's something I want to be a part of. You know, I like what you guys are saying. And what this podcast is all about, really. I know it's called the Gen Z Pod, but we just named that because, like, we didn't really have, like, what. You come up with name stuff are really hard. I think it's less about the name and more about the content. Kind of content. You know.
You don't judge a book by its cover. You judge a book by its pages.
Because me and Phillip on our own, like for the past month and a half, 2 months, probably all fucking time that we've been friends, we've reached on a lot of topics that I feel like are just something that like not a lot of people talk about. You know.
Yeah.
Like we just read like on different levels of perspective and like we
pick a topic and we pick it apart.
Pick it apart, yeah, in a way.
You pick apart the anatomy of the topic, you know. And you understand the pieces of it and you put it back together.
And we try to like learn a lot, like within those topics and like what does this really mean, you know?
What does it mean?
Like what, like we can, like I don't know. It's just it's a weird thing, but I feel like having this and having other people on here, we can see their perspective on things and just kind of connect it on a different level that all human beings should connect on, you know?
Yeah. You know.
I feel like everybody has that deep down innate to connect with other human beings because that's who we are. So I think that's a good place.
To my MBTI fans, it's the INTP/ENTJ bond.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you know what I'm talking about.
All right, it's a good place to close it out. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for tuning in.
No, elaborate.
Elaborate on what?
Your last point.
Last point was what? ENTJR?
Okay, we'll leave this topic alone then. We'll cut this one out. We'll cut this out.
All right, for next time, brother.
No, we'll cut this out. We'll keep it going.
All right.
Why does that make you